Inequality. Have you ever wondered what this word means to you? Have you ever thought about its meaning? Well, it might be difficult as it's not only about the difference, not only about the mathematical statement. Sometimes it refers to thoughts like border, injustice, or even unfair life. It may seem typical that some people are wealthier, some are more educated, some have different rights than the others due to their social status or age. Although these parts of people's existence are normal, not every inequality should be tolerated. The simplest way to explain the sustainable development is making the inequalities on Earth smaller and providing better standards for everyone. Imagine you're suddenly in the middle of Mumbai. What is the image in your head? The smell of spices, the taste of Indian dishes, the noise of the crowd surrounding you, the music coming from street musicians. Let's say that at the moment you see Kabir. He's a 12-year-old Indian boy who lives in slums, and you see him extremely thin. He tackles with louse, his clothes are filthy, and his eyes ask for help, which he has never experienced. There is a number of things he has never experienced, like basic education, suitable healthcare, or clean running water. The lack of these is what he calls a normal life. He knows that it doesn't have to be this way. On the other side of the wall, which stands near his house, it's difficult to call it a house though, there is an enormous skyscraper filled with wealth, provided schools, totally different living standards, and all the services running. He can see it. He can see it every day while going to the city center to earn some money. He can see the people who aren't even aware of his entity. He never does feel jealous though. But how do you feel right now? Having an idea of these two groups of people living totally unlike ways, sharing the country, the city, the street. They act in the same environment, in the same climate. Despite all the factors they share, the difference between their average income is huge. Kabir is just an example of hundreds of millions of people who suffer from the inequality of living standards. But the cards are not dealt yet. India is the second most unequal region after the Middle East. 100 richest people there have more wealth than 2/3 of entire population. 40 million people are forced to fight with poverty every year. And actually, India's share in global illiteracy has just risen. The country does have funds to prepare the actions for sustainable development, because the situation has never been worse than now. But they don't act, and the money still goes to the wrong direction. Maybe you haven't thought about this issue until now. Maybe Kabir's story has somehow changed it. The idea of sustainable development is just spreading. As far as you are aware of the issue, and you can see from the other point of view exceeding your own situation, you are able to contribute. You can share your ideas about making the lives like the one I talked about better and more equal. You can raise money and donate to charity organizations which try to help, which build more schools, make the salaries higher, provide more working places, fulfill the needs of services like water or electricity. As Mother Teresa once said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone through the waters to create many ripples." This quote shows that the world won't change itself. It needs us, people. It may seem out of touch, but there is always something we can do. Making the inequalities smaller, we can make our world a better place. Kabir needs you. He needs us. So act wisely and make it worldwide.